I'm just gonna let y'all look at my hair for a little bit before I start on my story. Because this shit is fire as hell. Like, do you do you let me tell y'all something. Fix my camera so y'all can really, do you see my hair? Like, look at my hair. Like, look at it. I'm gonna let y'all know something. This hair is the bomb. Okay? The bomb. So let me get to my story time. So, first of all, okay, I'm done with my hair. First of all, if you did not see my last story time about the time I found out who the ex-wife was, so go to my page, subscribe first, then go look for my videos and go find the one where it's titled How I Found the Ex-Wife. Because this story I'm about to tell you is kind of a continuance of that one. Sort of, kind of. It has nothing to do with the girl, the ex-wife. Nothing to do with her at all. It has something to do with the guy, of course. So, if you watched this story, if you did watch it, go back and watch it so it can refresh your memory. Because you know my ass ain't been on here in a while, and I'm sorry. So go watch it. Go now. Bye. Anyway, so the continuance of their story is after all that happened, I think I didn't talk to him for a while, but then we started back talking because, you know, shit happens. But anyway, we started back talking. And I would go over his house maybe every blue moon. And I would go over there and clean up while he's working. Because usually when I got there, he would be working. And I would go over there and help out and clean up his house and all this kind of stuff. And then we'll spend the night over there and whatever. So this was going on for maybe about like a month, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. But I would just go over there every blue moon. It wasn't like an everyday thing. It was probably once every other week or whatever. I don't know. But I would go over there. And like I said, I would be cleaning, you know, because he's extremely busy. I understand. And I did like him. I felt like I was falling for him. I don't know why, but I was. But anyway, so I would go over there and clean up. And this one particular day that I went over there and cleaned up, and let me say this. I think we had not talked for a while. Like, it had been a while since we like kind of talked and catched up and all this. I just all of a sudden just started going back over there with him when we started seeing each other again. So he really didn't catch me up on everything that was going on in his life. Like, we just really just started everything back. But anyway, with that said, one night I was at his house and I was cleaning up and he was working or whatever. And I think I remember him getting in the shower and then he got out and was about to lay down and go to sleep or whatever. And I was still like kind of cleaning up. I was finishing up everything. Like, I would just do laundry, dishes, whatever. So I'll never forget this shit. I remember him going to lay down in the bed. I remember him going in there laying down. And he probably wasn't even on his phone or nothing. He was just laying there. And I think he was going to sleep. But like I said, I was still cleaning up. And I remember the last thing I was about to do was like tie the trash up and, you know, put it by the door. So when I left, I could just dump the trash. You know, you don't want to forget the trash. So I put it by the door. Baby, let me tell y'all something. These niggas ain't shit. I went and took that trash by the door. I'll never forget it like it was yesterday. I took the trash, and as soon as I dropped it, I hear some keys like jiggling, unlocking the motherfucking front door. And a girl just walks her ass right up in there. And I was like, oh, you know, I was kind of shocked at what was happening. And she walked right past me. She looked at me like for maybe 2 seconds and walked right past me and went straight, because his room was like parallel to the front door. So she stood there and looked at me for 2 seconds and ran right into his room and jumped on him and started beating his motherfucking ass. And I remember looking back at his room because where I was standing at, I can see, you know, his door was wide open. I remember looking back at his room and seeing what she was doing. And I remember her saying, nigga, bitch, you was just at my house last night. This what the fuck you was doing, da da this, da da that. So, um, I walked out the house. I just walked out. And I didn't have on no shoes. I had on some shorts that were like literally panties. They were shorts, but they were so short and tight, they could go for panties. And I had on a t-shirt. That was it. And I'll never forget because it was cold outside. It was winter. So I just went on the porch, like the porch, because he lived upstairs in like an apartment. So it was like upstairs and it was like a big balcony. And I just stood out there. And I was like, I'll just wait till she come out. Cause I felt like she wasn't gonna do anything to me. Like I heard them in there arguing. I heard her in there throwing stuff or whatever. And I felt like she wasn't gonna do anything to me because if she wanted to, she would have did it, right there when when she opened the door or whatever. So she didn't. But anyway, so I was like, she ain't gonna do nothing to me. So I stood right outside the door. So I'm standing out there, and like I said, I can hear them in there fussing and rumbling around or whatever. And all of a sudden, she come rushing out the house and come straight towards me. And before she even got to me, I remember saying, I was just like this. I said, let me tell you something. I don't know what's going on. And about time I said that, she was in my face and she was like, bitch, you know what the fuck going on? And she literally, guys, mm, mm, mm. If I was the person I was in my early 20s, no bitch would have got away with this shit. She literally took her hand and put it around my throat just like this and was like, and started choking me. And my hands was up just like this because I'm not a fighter. Like, I'm not gonna fight you. You don't pay my bills. You don't take care of my daughter. You don't buy nothing in this house. So I'm not gonna jeopardize going to jail or getting in trouble or getting hurt to where I'm ending up in the hospital and I can't get to my daughter or I can't get to work the next day and jeopardize all that for some stupidity. So I'm not a fighter like that anymore. So I was just like, she had my throat and she was squeezing. She only got maybe a good little 10 seconds because he came up behind her and yoked her ass up. And he pulled, because she was short. She was even shorter than me. He yoked her up, like put his arms around her and like picked her up and took her back into the house. And they went back in there and they went at it again. And by now, my ass ran across the way, like not across the street because we were in a apartment complex. I ran to the other apartments that was like parallel to his, and I sat over there and sat on the steps and watched what the hell was going on because I was like, she ain't finna stay there. I'll wait till she leave or he kick her out or she gets so mad when she leave or whatever because I know she's not gonna stay there. So I did that, and I sat there and they didn't come out the house for a while. So I probably sat there for maybe about 10, 15 minutes while they was in the house. And I know they was still probably arguing and getting to it. So all of a sudden I see her come out and she has her car running and everything. Cause see, I was about to sit in my car, but my car was locked. I was just gonna sit in my car until she left, but my car was locked. And I was like, damn, my keys up there. I can't even get into my own car. So that's what made me run over to the other side. And then on top of that, I didn't want her to see what car I drive and all that. Because she probably would have busted the windows out my car and all that. So I have time for all that. So I just went across the way. And I hid like in the steps. Like it was so pitch black. You couldn't see me. Like if it was daytime, they could have saw me clear as day, but they couldn't because it was pitch black. But I can see everything that was going on with them because it was lights on his side. So she came out the house or whatever. And I remember by the time she walking down the steps, she calling somebody, they picking up, she on the phone talking with them. And I think I remember her talking in like another language or whatever. But anyway, so he comes downstairs behind her because I remember she was downstairs and by the time she got to her car, she didn't get in. She was looking for a brick or something to crack his window. She was going to tear that car up, but she couldn't find anything because it was no debris or any rock or stone or brick or anything to break his window. So I remember him coming downstairs, and I know at the time he had like a gun in his car. So he came downstairs to like get the gun out of his car, and then he locked it back. And when he was doing that, she was driving off, but she must have saw him do that in her rearview mirror, because she reversed back. And by the time she reversed back, he was already up the steps. And she got out her car and was like, bitch, all you care about is this car. She was like, if I had a brick right now, I'd bust these motherfucking windows and shit like that. So I'm like, oh, Lord. So she left, and I waited another 10 minutes. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go back in there and get my stuff. So I went back in there. Oh, my God. She tore his house up. Like, my shit was everywhere. I think all I had was my purse or whatever. And I don't think she didn't get my purse. Like, she didn't throw my purse everywhere. But I had, like, my phone. And I remember, I think me and him was eating. The food was everywhere. My phone was, like, inside some water or whatever at the time. I think it was this phone, too. Shit. Like, it's still working. But I remember my phone was in some tea or some water or something. Like, and then she had busted, like, over his eye. Like, it was, like, busted. Like, he was bleeding over his eye and shit. And I was like, oh, my God. Oh my God. Like, I couldn't even fathom what had just happened. Like, I was asking him, was he okay? And all this kind of stuff. And then, okay, I got to the point. I was like, who the hell was that? Like, who is she? And he just telling me it's some girl he dating and stuff like this. And I'm like, dude, come on now. Let's be for real. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to make sure my camera is right on me. But I'm like, let's be for real. Who was this girl? Because, is this your girlfriend? Because the bitch got a key. How, like, first of all, why you got me over here coming to see you, and you got somebody out there that obviously she thinks she's your girlfriend, because you giving this bitch a key? Like, why would you even have another girl at your house, and you have a woman out here with your key to your house? So I left. And yeah, I left. So I talked to him a couple of days later to check in with him and see how he was doing or whatever. And I remember him he finally came out to tell me, like, this is his girlfriend and all this kind of stuff. And he's, like, getting serious with her. And I'm like, you can't be getting that serious with her. Like, this can't be somebody you think you're going to marry, because you had me over there. And you didn't even have the audacity to tell me that you had somebody. Of course you're not going to tell me that, because you would have lost me. But at the same time, it's like, this ain't somebody you serious with. Because if somebody you're serious with and you can see yourself marrying them, you're not going to be out here playing games and, sleeping with other women. But anyway, that's what guys do. We know that. Anyway, so then he proceeds to tell me that, he was like, cause see, the next day I told him that she scratched me. Like, I had a scratch on my neck. I had a scratch on my arm right here. And I think one of my Storytime videos, I have those scratches on me in one of my Storytime videos, actually. I think I did a Storytime like that next day. The Storytime where I think it's titled, She Almost Stabbed Me. That's a whole nother different guy. But if you look in that video, you'll see some scratches on my arm. Just look carefully. You'll see some scratches on my arm. That was the next day of that incident. So anyway, yeah, he proceeds to tell me, like, I told him she scratched my arm or whatever. And I remember he ignored my text when I sent him that. But then all of a sudden, because we had it set up where when me and him were dating, we had it set up to where he could send me money if I needed and all this kind of stuff. So I remember all of a sudden I had some money in my account from him. It showed, like, money deposited in my account. And I texted him. I think I called him with her. I'm like, what's up? What was that money about or whatever? So he was like, I talked to her and she told me that she scratched you. I'm like, nigga, I just texted you and told you that. Like, oh, now you know because you believe she coming to tell you I told you that. I'm like, so that's why you put the money in my account, because you felt bad or whatever? Whatever. Ain't like I'm finna send it back. So anyway, then he tells me, like, me and him caught up again, because I wasn't super mad, because it wasn't like he was like my man, and we weren't trying to work it out and get back together, nothing like that. So I wasn't super mad. I didn't give a fuck. But I was just mad that he put me in that situation, because if I was the bitch I was 10 years ago, oh, she would have got her ass beat. Damn near cut. Because lo and behold, I always carry a knife in my purse. And ain't no way in hell I'm going to let somebody put their hands on me. Okay? So if I was younger, if I was the stupid girl I used to be in my early 20s, she could have got her ass fucked up. But she better be glad she didn't do what I thought she was gonna do. I thought she was gonna like hit me or something like that. Then we really would have had a problem. But she didn't do that. So whatever. But yeah. Then he calls me and tells me she apologized and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, hold on, I'm confused. What did she do wrong? So I come to find out, she was standing outside the door for a long time. Like, she heard us in there laughing, and she heard us in there talking. Of course, she heard my voice, and she heard us in there laughing about something. Like, she told him she was standing outside the door because they made up or whatever. Weird. Well, anyway, but they made up and stuff. So she was standing outside his door for a long time, listening to us and heard us in there laughing and talking and all that. And right around the time she came inside the door was when we was quiet. So I guess she thought since she didn't hear us anymore, we was probably in the room doing something. And I guess she wanted to walk in on it, but she didn't. We were only quiet because he was in the shower. We weren't talking anymore. He was going to bed. He was going to sleep. So that's why we were quiet. And then this motherfucker tells me that she apologized. And I'm like, well, that's supposed to be your girlfriend and you got caught with another girl in your house. But she's apologizing? Okay. Anyway, then he shows me a picture of her like tied up like a dog sucking his dick. Like, the shit was weird. Like, he was like, yeah, this how she show her apology and stuff like this. This how she say she's sorry. And I'm like, you're weird. And maybe you date are weird. But whatever. But that's the end of my story time or whatever. But yeah, I don't even know what the label is. Like, what, the time I almost fought a bitch or the time I got choked out or whatever. I don't know. It's so stupid. Like, yeah, it was short. It was simple. It wasn't even that damn juicy, but trust me, I have more story times of my business and shit I go through. But I am back. I probably said it in my last video, which I did probably 3-4 months ago. But this time I am back. And I would have more story times and I would have more hair videos. I probably will do another hair video tomorrow. And when I tell y'all gonna love this hair. Y'all gonna love this hair because it was a big hit when I had my wig sale. Everybody loved this curly wig I did. So I will be doing a review on that wig tomorrow. I will talk to you guys later. I'll probably do another story time in another week. I just got to figure out what story I'm going to tell. Because I have some juicy ones. But it's also stories I don't want to tell. I don't want to tell y'all all my business. So, all right. Catch you guys later. Please like this video. Share it. Comment. Tell me what you think. Ask me questions. Follow my Instagram, Forever My Hair. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please show me love because I'm still new to YouTube and I'm trying to grow my followers. So don't leave me in the cold. Follow me, please. Bye.